Hello everyone, my name is Kyle. This is my persuasive speech for my speech class at Kaiser University. Here we go. Preserving a natural resource. Living in Florida, have you ever noticed how beautiful the nature parks are after a few good hours of rain? When this happens, everything looks so peaceful. It may feel a little cooler outside, and a few more inches of rain are now included in our local water supply. Water is a very valuable source for living. Water in Florida helps provide our everyday needs. This includes washing dishes, washing our hands, or just simply quenching our thirst from the Florida humidity. Water is essential for us to survive. But how well do we as people keep our waters clean? Our bodies of water include lakes, canals, ditches, saltwater, wetlands, and our underground bodies of water such as aquifers. Water pollution is one of Florida's major problems. It is also a major problem for our environmental lands too. In fact, since our city has been experiencing some adequate rain recently, I noticed the ditch was full of water. As I drove by, I noticed two things. One, the water was filthy from the drainage off the road. And two, the water was polluted with a noticeably high amount of trash. This was not my first time seeing trash in a ditch, and it will not be my last. Excess of waste is everywhere, especially in our bodies of water. This is very evident. I will honestly admit that I have thrown out different items before and did not have the care to pick them up. I was completely in the wrong. Though I have read multiple texts and watched multiple videos discussing climate change, the texts and videos have shown me what pollution can do to our water. They also showed me how water has been impacted by pollution. According to the U.S. Census Bureau of 2019, there were roughly 21 million people living in the state of Florida. Now you would expect an increase in housing development, business development, and land deterioration. Even though this is supposed to be good for the state economy, how well does this sound for the environment? A major effect in the environment takes place, other than the land being taken away. The acceleration of water consumption by the people in the state is happening. The state of Florida has natural lakes, wetlands, and aquifers that residents use for water consumption. There is also advancements in recycling water. We now have the opportunity to use clean, reclaimed water in brackish groundwater. In a hypothetical sense, Florida is surrounded by all different types of bodies of water. Going back to the beginning, Floridians have been using these bodies of water for a water supply. Even back then, it was imposing an obvious strain on the different water sources. Development of buildings around wetlands, lakes, and rivers have changed the direction that water flows. This is due to the usage of water and the destruction of the land. Water has become such a precious resource. This resource is becoming smaller and contaminated with different pollutants. How have these pollutants damaged the bodies of water in Florida? In 2020, most people that call Florida their home have witnessed CNN, Fox, or CBS news companies report on the infamous blue-green algae. This heavily affected Lake Okeechobee back in the year of 2016 and 2018. Our bodies of water in Florida are becoming smaller, and our water usage is growing larger. Florida is growing in multiple ways, but Floridians need to know that when we are using our water, where is it all going? Water comes from a source then drains to a source. What and where is that source? Most of our dirty, unused water travels through the piping underground. This goes under buildings and roadways. Some piping travels underwater, depending on the usage, location, and the time the piping was built. We all know everything is not always perfect. When under constant pressure, pipes can leak or bust at any moment. When leaks happen, it could be clean water leaking out, or the water leaks could contain different contaminants such as oil, gas, or sewage. When these contaminants and everyday trash is spread around by Mother Nature, it harms the environment. These pollutants will enter the bodies of water through sewer drains and ditches. When this happens and contaminants make it into these bodies of water, all sorts of bad bacteria start to form. The bad bacteria will take over our local lakes, river, canal, or saltwater sources. When there are many sunny or rainy days, this will cause the bad bacteria to grow and become fully active. This in turn will spread the blue-green algae outbreak, or the infamous red tide outbreak. Visit Florida and the University of Florida websites provided some great explanations and breakdowns of the blue-green algae and red tide effects. As we have seen in the past, the blue-green algae outbreak created an enormous hit on Lake Okeechobee. This killed many fish and made other forms of wildlife sick. Following the major destruction, many projects from different Florida state and federal agencies have come together on many agreements. They have finally started making progress on clean water restoration. They are trying to resolve the current or future situations that arise with substantial heavy rainstorms. The state agencies have created larger water management areas for the future of Florida as different projects around the state become completed in time. The state of Florida has also been able to purchase and preserve more land for the future. These agencies include the Florida Department of Environmental Protection, Protecting Florida Together program, and the South Florida Water Management District. There are more agencies and funded programs around the state. These agencies have created projects to help clean and preserve our current sources of water. These projects include purchasing more land, improving water usage habits, strengthening the laws on disposal of contaminated water, and continuing to restore water flow from the different bodies of water that connect to each other. As the state of Florida grows and projects are completed, the agencies expect the number of pollutants to decrease and the amount of water for usage to become greater in time. The state of Florida has managed to spend billions of dollars on restoring and preserving the water that we use in our everyday lives. Since the major algae outbreak occurred, the public has become more aware of what is happening with our beautiful bodies of water. The state has become alert to the different problems that we face with our water, thanks to the social media, public speaking, and support from nonprofits and funded programs. I hope that Floridians will be able to keep voicing their opinion toward the state government and federal agencies for the future, to keep their involvement in enhancing the preservation of water for Florida. Thank you.